Ready?
Yes.
Watch out, Hood's bringing sexy back.
Hood
I
always brings the
sure
sexy.
am. Oh, just get this frog out of my throat. All right. Welcome to the channel, folks. We are the Obsolete Punks. My name is Who. I'm joined by Peyton the Pothead. Lost Love Motel. And Tomato. He goes splat.
Splat.
Um, Tonight on this video, we are doing. Yeah, actually, who requested this one, folks? Do you guys remember from our Discord?
This was Mr. Daba.
Daba, another one from Daba, right on. So this is Howard Alias. Rob wants you dead. Should we jump in? Let's just do that.
We should.
So cool without yours back in you. And after the times you picked on us, and you'll see that there is one way to say, one way to describe, one way to say, one way to describe. You're going down. You're going down. You're going down. What about the times you thought that I was okay in your crowd? And back to the times you thought that I was okay. Well, now you'll see there's one way to say, one way to describe, one way to say, one way to describe. You're going down. You're going down. You're going down. You're going down. One way to say, one way to describe, one way to say, one way to describe, one way to say, one way to describe, one way to say, one way to describe.
Well, that was a lot. That was a lot. Start with you, Mr. Tomato.
I like the energy of that one. I think my favorite part is just caught me right off the start, where instead of having the ska skink guitar going on, it was actually the horns doing that, while they were just kind of just playing a punk rock riff in the background while their horns were doing like the ding, 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 ding on the horns, if that makes sense. Uh, and then once the verses were great, like I love the energy of the guitars on during the verses. And I'm kind of there was a lot going on. So overall, I'm kind of torn between like a low 70s to a high 70s. So I'm just going to throw it in the middle, 75.
Mr. Motel.
Man, I don't know what to think. I'm kind of torn. Like I wanted to like it, but there's just some things about it that kind of disconnected for some reason for me. I thought the verses were pretty cool, but I don't know. Overall, the song just like didn't click, even though there's a lot of aspects of it that I like in other band stuff. I couldn't put my finger on exactly who it reminded me of. But there's like a few bands, probably like, late 90s, like Midwest ska-core bands that kind of remind me of this a little bit. Man, I don't know. I'm gonna give it a 57. That's a little low, but I don't know. Just something about it didn't click with me.
Fair enough.
You just wanted to be the opposite of Timmy with his 75.
I want to be contrarian.
Peyton, what do you got, buddy?
Oh, dude, I mean, I'm sure you could tell I was enjoying the hell out of that. Mostly the instrumental. That fucking instrumental was great. Like like Timmy was saying, how they did the horns for that half beat or whatever. Fucking that just sounded fucking awesome. Threw me off for a split second at the beginning. I thought it sounded like Chris from Less Than Jake, just for a split second, and then he continued. I was like, oh, never mind. No, that ain't him. But but no, it was. I'm gonna jam out of this one for sure again. 79.
Yeah, I'm a little torn, and I think it's mostly just because it's the first listen for myself. It was very just busy, and I'm going to use the word messy, and I don't mean that in an insulting way by any means, but it just there was so much going on that you can't fucking grasp every piece that's happening. And that's why I think a few more listens to it would improve the likability for myself anyway. Lyrics wise, we're not seeing them up there. I'm not too sure what's happening there. I actually enjoyed Dava's first pick that we listened to by Cap down there quite a bit more. A little more catchiness to it. This one, again, I'm probably going to throw it into a playlist just to see what happens with it. But I'm going to go with a 66 with this one.
Very nice. Final score 69.
Woohoo! Good job, Daba.
And
All right.
Rob Wants You Dead. That's what the lyrics are about. Is Rob Wants You Dead.
Yeah, watch out, Daba. And you too, Losty.
Oh, what did I do now?
I don't know, Hate Motel, probably something like that. I don't know.
That wasn't
Flipped
directed
up-
at Rob.
You
That
flipped
was
everybody
directed.
off in the last video.
Well,
So
no, that was Tim Ato. Are you Rob?
that was the video that Rob watched. Now he's like,
Yeah.
Fuck.
I do have a question.
That happened fast.
I do have a question for you, Losty. So, a Love Motel, that's like one step up from a Love Shack? Is that what that is?
Yeah, sure, if you want to think about it that way. Yeah.
It's not quite a
Sounds
love
right.
hotel, but
No.
it's a love. It's yeah.
There is a distinction between the
it's
hotel
a
and the
lower
motel.
bar.
There,
Yeah.
Shack, motel, hotel.
Yep.
All right, there, guys. I think we're done with this one, eh?
Yep.
Good. Glad we checked it out. If you're watching us here on YouTube, please check out our Discord because we do have kind of newly added, I guess, kind of a singles and album suggestion chat in there. If you want to throw some suggestions in there, no guarantee we will get to them, but you know what? We might. I think we're probably going to start doing that a little more often now. It sounds like, and we're happy to do it because this is kind of a new adventure for us to get into all this new music we have yet to hear. But yeah, anyways, have a great night there, folks. I think we're all done with this one.
Bye.
Watch out for Rob.